as a young man who was eventually going to become a photographer. I mean, it sounds like sort of a northern version of Jim Cornette, does it not?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. They just Cornette wore polyester, and Paul wore some other fabric. They're the same. They're both brilliant guys, and one may not like me saying that about the other, but they were a lot alike. They were brilliant. They weren't athletic. Uh, you know, Cornette could actually take bumps sometimes better than a lot of the boys. I remember Bill Watts talking to him about that. I said, "You look like you've been trained, and as a manager, you need to be a little bit awkward, and you need to be a little bit out of your element, and earn that mood that people pay to see you get your ass whipped." So, but they were a lot alike. They started out as photographers in a large sense, Cornette and Paul, and they just were they were, like I said, they weren't wrestlers, they weren't athletic, they're both very intelligent. So I was very blessed in my career that I got to work with a lot of great people. But I didn't work with, other than Bobby Heenan and Lawler. Think of that. I worked with Heenan, I worked with Lawler, I worked with Heyman, I worked with Cornette, and all
Unbelievable.
those guys made me better. And I had to adjust my style to some degree for each individual, because it can't all be about good old JR as much as JR would like it to be. It's just not. So it was a fun run. But those two guys stand out. Of all the guys that I work with over the years, Cornette, and I worked with them enough to tell you that, like you said, Conrad, is very astute of you. You must have got that from Silva. But in any event, I'm kidding. Uh, they were a lot alike, in a good way. If you need an idea for a finish, or an idea to start a program, a rivalry, an angle, ask them. And that's kind of what went against the grain in the booking committee in WCW. Cornette and Heyman will give you answers.
Right.
They'll give you concrete, good, viable stuff. And sometimes the old school guys like me would look at that as a threat. Paranoia runs deep. Deep in your heart, it will seep. So, anyway.